Hey everybody, Shoebox Legends here. Thanks for joining me for another episode today. Going to dig into some buybacks on this installment. Got this little plastic tin where I have some buybacks stored in my desk here that I haven't gotten to yet. And also this box here, which I believe we fished some out of in the past, but I think this contains singles, all buybacks that I've picked up maybe from ComC over time. And so as is usually the case in these videos, I'm just going to pull some buybacks at random until we get to about the 10-minute mark, and then we'll call it a day. So let's start with the small 100-count box on the right here. And here's a 1967 Jesse Gonder. Do not remember him at all, with the Pittsburgh Pirates catcher. Love the signature and the white space in the sky there. Almost looks like he's gazing at his own signature and or swinging the bat at his own signature. But a pretty cool card there. This is from the 2015 Topps Original Buyback Program. And we'll be vying for slot 301 in the Buyback Franken set. So there's Jesse Gonder. Let's see if we get something a little more recent. Yep, we move now into the 70s. And how about this Tim McCarver, mouthful of chaw, batting helmet on from the 79 release with the Phillies. Just love this photo. You can see here the top 75th foil stamp, which means this buyback was issued in 2014. Most likely this was pulled from a pack in 2014 Topps Update by a collector that year. So cool McCarver there. We'll put him up front and center in the background. Here's another 79 fitting Gary Alexander for the Indians. Not as familiar with him as a player, but nice shot there. And the buyback stamp is very apparent on that one. The plain blue whitish kind of sky there. So a lot of vintage here. Really the only buyback program that got past 1980 for the most part is the 2017 Rediscover. Here's a 2014, and this one's rare because it's a 1980 Topps card, and there weren't a lot of 1980 buybacks made. For some reason, all the way up until that 2017 Rediscover program, you could find tons of 1979, 78, 77, really any year from the 70s. But 1980, they made precious few. I don't know, for whatever reason, maybe the lots they bought back from collectors just didn't have a lot of 80 tops in it. But you do not see many 1980 buybacks. So happy to have this Glenn Abbott, and rocking the Trident Mariners jersey and cap, which is pretty cool. All of these are going to be compared to see if they make the Franken set. Here's Steve Bry, and apologies for my camera acting up here. But this is a look at one of the many Pirates uniforms that were in use in the late 70s. And again, this must be just a section of 2014 buybacks that I'm pulling from here. And in that year, for some inexplainable reason or unexplainable reason, they used different size foil stamps. So these two cards are from the same buyback program, even though this stamp is tiny and this stamp is pretty large. So no idea what, if there was any rhyme or reason to that. I suspect there wasn't. Let's try pulling here from this left cube. These look like ComC pickups because they got this annoying white tag in the back. But how about that for a first selection from the left cube? One of the best pitchers in the modern era, Greg Maddux, on the 88 Topps design with the Cubs, pre-Braves. Love 88 Topps. I didn't like it as a kid. It's grown on me since. Really cool Greg Maddux. This is from the Rediscover program. So as I mentioned, you would only see a 1981 and newer buyback in that 2017 year. So pretty nice card there. I love getting the Hall of Famers if I can find them any year, any release. Just give me a Hall of Fame great on a buyback, and especially if it's available at a bargain, which I'm sure I tracked most of these down at bargain prices. It does seem like, as with anything else in the hobby, a lot more people are paying attention to buybacks in the last couple of years than ever did before. But for a long time, I could scoop these things up for very little money because nobody really cared about them. And that's what I did with a lot of these cards. Next up, this is a cool one. This is from the 2015 original program, but it's cool because it's a 1959 Bob Buell. And you just don't see very many 50s buybacks. Some 58s and 59s. precious few 57s, and then of course everything prior to 57 was oversized, so there aren't any buybacks of the oversized cards. So pretty cool to get a 59 here. The Milwaukee Braves pitcher. This card is beat to heck. If I tilt it in the light, you can see it's got like surface creases galore. The corners are rounded. It's just really beat, but I don't care. I mean, with buyback cards, condition is not really a concern because they're just so scarce and there are so few of them that if you find one that you like, condition just kind of goes out the window. And that's one of the things I actually really enjoy about them, quite honestly. It's sort of refreshing and reminds me of, you know, collecting when I was a young kid, just to take that approach and not really worry if a card is, you know, perfect or not. So there's Bob Buell. And let's continue. Let's stick with this box on the left because it's doing pretty well so far. You knew there'd be at least one of these in the video. Scott Bankhead with the Seattle Mariners. This one is destined for the 1990 Topps buyback set that is bindered up on my bookshelf and is really coming along nicely. Do intend to show that one off soon. Back to the box on the left. There's a small stack here in the front that don't have penny sleeves on them at all. So this was probably a little lot that I grabbed at some point. And we come out next with Dick Lines. Dick Lines. So there you go for the Senators. 1967 Topps. We started with a 67 and we see another one now. So that's pretty cool. Also from the 2015 program, just like the first 67 that we saw. We pull another one of these unprotected cards from the front. And it's an everyday common, courtesy of 79 Topps Mike Vail, outfielder for the Cubs. They can't all be winners. Go back into the left here, and here's one from 69, Bob Chance. The Angels, look at that terrible blacked out cap. That drives me nuts. But probably grab this one because, you know, anytime I see these heritage buybacks for like $1 or less, I tend to pick them up regardless of, you know, whether it's a cool card or not. I just love the kind of box topper element to those. And when you think about, you know, even if a ton of heritage is produced, how many of those box toppers really exist? So they're just kind of cool. Here's a 59 Sporting News Rookie Star subset card of Eddie Haas for the Braves. Looks kind of creepy on this one. I don't know what he's staring up at there, but if this wasn't a buyback, it would be probably thrown into my 59 Topps set build. But a pretty cool buyback there. It's interesting that we got two 59s in the small selection of cards that we've pulled in today's video. So cool Eddie Haas there. Let's move back into the right box and a penny sleeved card. We got a 72 Jerry Moses, the psychedelic tombstone set. Not the most flattering shot of Jerry, kind of taken at an odd angle from below, maybe so that you couldn't see the team on his cap, is my guess, but there you have it. And some killer sideburn game there from Jerry. Very impressive. And we're over 8 minutes, so let's just do a couple more. Maybe we can find like a star card to end on. Oh, we talked about the Trident Mariners logo earlier, and there's another great example of it on this 77 Bob Stinson. Looks like he's up to no good there. That's a very suspicious grin from Mr. Stinson. Toss him over there. And let's see, pull one out. Here's another 90. So I got a couple cards to toss into that binder. Lance Parrish for the Angels. Not one of the more memorable cards from the 1990 release, but need anyone I can get in that very tough set pursuit. Here's another heritage box topper buyback. Bobby Brooks, and who knows, because they put the stamp right over his name on this Athletics Rookie Stars card. We see on the back here that it is Milcedes Olivo is the other guy that was blocked out there. Same logic on this one as the 69 that we saw a moment ago. It's not really like a fantastic card, but I'm just a total sucker for these heritage box topper buybacks. Let's see here. Wow. And I guess we'll finish off on this one. Check out this Ollie Brown. This is what I love. You just never know what you're going to get with these. And of all the buybacks in my collection, this one would definitely have some stories to tell if it could talk. This is a card that's probably had multiple child owners Looks like it's been thrown against the wall, maybe put in bike spokes, run over, folded in half, you name it. But at the end of the day, you can still tell that it's Ollie Brown for the California Angels. You got an airbrushed cap, just the tip of it going on there. And you can see some of the damage on the back as well. But still a fun card, and it just goes to show that with these buybacks, you never know what you're going to get. We're going to call it there. I'm at the 10-minute mark, and I want to keep these from being too lengthy if I can help it. So I'm going to round these up that we pulled today, sort them by number, and see if they make the cut for the Frankenset binder. And for now, we're going to call it. So thanks for sticking with me, and I'll be back in the very near future with some more sports card content. Until then, take care.